How does dating compare when you're straight or gay? Dating. The thing back when we were teenagers where we would have to nervously walk up to someone in school and ask them out in person and sweat through our shirts awaiting their response. Then, of course, Jeffrey told us, "Sorry, man, I already have a boyfriend," and we went home crying. So then we held on to that resentment for the next 10 years of our lives until we made a TV show all about dating just so we can tell the world how he hurt us. What? No, that's a totally made-up story. But on a slightly unrelated note, congrats on getting married, Jeff. But on a more serious note, homophobes will say that in a gay relationship, there is only lust and no love present. Others will say that because we have marriage equality in just 29 out of the 195 countries on Earth, that somehow this basic sense of equality means that everything is perfect now. So today we thought we'd discuss the similarities and differences between straight and gay couples when dating. The first step in that process is, of course, finding someone. In the past year, 48% of straight US adults have used an online dating app to find someone. 23% of them ended up going on a date with someone they found on a dating app, and just 11% ended up marrying the person they met on the dating app. Those numbers all rise to 55% of lesbian, gay, and bisexual adults who use dating apps, and 21% of them who end up getting married to the person they found on a dating app. This is because using an online dating app or service is a lot easier for a gay or bisexual person. If you're on one of these apps, you know every profile you're looking at is someone who is gay as well. This is, of course, unless you're one of the 25% of LGBT individuals who run into someone who's homophobic, who pretends to be gay just to bully you. Or worse yet, they trick you into meeting them in a secluded place to harm you. That, of course, is something that only happens to gay people, which is why LGBT individuals fear going on the first dates more than straight people. But once you get past this phase, which many call the plenty of fish in the sea phase, next comes the first date. In straight relationships, 33% of Americans think whoever asks the other person out should be the one who pays for the date. 32% say the man should pay for the date no matter who asks the other out. 11% say they should split the bill evenly, and just 12% say they aren't sure. Compare this to gay male relationships, where 36% say the person who asks the other out should pay. 14% say they should split it evenly, and 30% say they aren't sure. For lesbian relationships, 36% say the person who asked the other out should pay. 14% say they should split the bill evenly, and 24% say they aren't sure. But when it comes to the relationship after the first date, overall, same-sex couples reported shorter relationship lengths compared to different-sex couples. This is caused by a few factors, which experts call minority stresses. This is defined as the relationship between an individual in a minority and the culture or conflicts that minority has with the majority or society. A great example of this is something called internalized homophobia, or the self-doubt and hatred we have for ourselves because we were taught all of our lives that we were less than important compared to straight people, and being straight was forcibly shoved down our throats our entire lives. So yeah, that's going to happen. Interestingly, straight people being shoved down gay people's throats is the fourth most searched term on adult websites this year, and side note, lesbian is the most searched term in all of Canada, so kudos to Canada. The next step in dating is moving in together. While same-sex couples who move in together have the same exact likelihood of breaking up as compared to before, when they were merely dating and living separately, straight couples who decide to co-reside have lower risk of breaking up, but living together may increase that risk over time. When it comes to the next step in a relationship and proposing, 44% of straight couples think that couples should choose and pay for their rings together. 4% think that each partner should choose and pay for their own ring. 15% say that each partner should choose and pay for their partner's ring. 11% say whoever proposes should pay for both rings, and 19% say they aren't sure. For lesbians, 29% of them think they should choose and pay for their rings together. Just like straight couples, 4% say that each partner should choose and pay for their own ring, and 11% say that each woman should choose and pay for their partner's ring. But only 7% say that whoever proposes should choose and pay for both of their rings. And a higher percentage, at 31%, say that they aren't sure who should choose or pay. Similar to lesbians, 29% of gay male couples say they should choose and pay for their rings together. A higher rate than straight or lesbian, over 6% of gay couples say they should choose and pay for their own rings. A lower rate of 10% say they should choose and pay for their partner's ring. Just like with lesbians, 7% of gay male couples say whoever proposes should choose and pay for both rings, and 19% say they aren't sure. When it comes to sharing a last name, only 40% of straight people say they should share a last name after marriage, and 25% disagree. But for gay couples, the numbers rise greatly. 43% of same-sex partners say they should share a last name after marriage, and only 23% disagree. But when it comes to marriage itself, though, once a gay, lesbian, or bisexual couple is married, their relationship becomes as stable, if not more than stable, than a straight relationship. Over 19% of straight couples will end their marriage with divorce, but only 16% of gay couples do the same. So this means once a gay couple makes it to marriage, they are incredibly more stable than straight relationships. Of course, all of this is purely talking about the numbers, so now it's time to explain why these numbers occur. While dating, gay couples face many more challenges than straight couples do. LGBT individuals face higher rates of eviction, homelessness, poverty, job loss, and a plethora of other circumstances, which makes dating incredibly difficult as a gay couple. When going on dates, we can and have been thrown out of restaurants, movie theaters, and every other type of date you can go on, just because we are a gay couple. Even if the places you go to don't discriminate openly, you can face silent discrimination as a gay couple. For example, my boyfriend Michael and I constantly face people who treat us differently just because they see us holding hands or wearing rainbows. Sure, we can walk down the street in our city without people looking at us strangely because we live in a mostly accepting area, and sure, our landlord is so accepting that most of our apartment is filled with LGBTQ renters. But it's the silent discrimination, like our order at a restaurant coming slower than a straight couple next to us who ordered after us, the talkative personality of the cashier in the grocery store suddenly going away when we get to the front of the line, and the million other smaller things gay couples face that straight couples never have to. And that's all besides the fact that we are at a much higher risk of being physically assaulted or murdered just because we are gay and we are holding hands, or something that every straight couple can do without any incidents. For example, on Christmas Eve, a straight couple threw snowballs at our car and ran up after us to beat us up in the parking lot of a Wegmans grocery store. It's scary, but these things happen all the time, just because we love someone of the same gender. While we can sit here and pretend that things are equal now just because we have the legal right to get married and employers can't fire us for being gay anymore in America, the truth is, in most countries on Earth, that's not the case. And even in those countries, we are a far way from being equal. Sure, while dating, gay couples are more likely to break up compared to straight couples. But just like many of our other issues, the only reasons we break up more often while dating are because of the constant discrimination, physical violence, murdering of our community members, and erasure of LGBTQ topics in education brought on by the straight people who think they are far superior until their marriages all end in divorce. Then and only then do they realize either how bitter they truly are, or finally realize love is love and they never had it. Anyway, if you want to learn more about the LGBTQ community, check out this playlist right here, or subscribe for weekly episodes. And if you want to see behind the scenes and bloopers from every episode, consider becoming a member by hitting join down below. As always, I'm your host, Professor Pride. Have a gay day, everyone, and bye for now.